because I realized that the knowledge of an Aquarius and the brain of an Aquarius can be very overwhelming for some people sometimes. I just wanted to make this video because I'm being an Aquarius right now. And let me tell you something. So I feel like I always have ideas that I want to share and things that I want to say, and it could be something that's of substance, it could be something super random, but no matter what, I always find myself having things that I want to express, but I don't have anyone to express them to, because I realize that the knowledge of an Aquarius and the brain of an Aquarius can be very overwhelming for some people sometimes. I've realized that. So instead of me like hounding people around me with my thoughts and my random facts and the things that I want to say, I'm just like, well, let me just have an outlet. Let me just have a source. Because usually I just talk to myself, or I talk to God, I talk to the universe, you know? And that helps. Like, I feel like, okay, I'm getting this out. But like, I still want to put it out somewhere. So here we are. I'm about to go to the gym, which is why I'm dressed like a gym rat. But I was like, you know what? Let me make this video before I dip off. Oh my gosh, I meant to order my food before I did this. I didn't order my food. What should I do? Should I pause it and come back? Yes, I'll be back. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should back up. Like, why am I so close to the screen? Oh. Okay. Okay. So, back like I never left. Okay. Back like I never left. Went to order my breakfast. 2 birds, 1 stone. Although we don't kill birds. Okay. So, and I feel like, you know what, y'all? This is kind of just a rant. This is a rant, but that's okay because this is a safe space. And I feel like there's limited space in this world to be yourself. And when yourself is like a nerdy, quirky, playful, free-spirited person, I don't feel like there's any space for that, because it's like you got to be super serious now, and everything is super serious, and oh my gosh. And then even when I started my feminine energy journey, it's like when I started learning these things, although it's like you're not learning feminine energy, you're just decluttering so you can be your natural feminine essence self, which is a whole nother thing. But when I was learning these feminine energy things, it's like they try to teach you to be this robotic feminine person. Like, you got to be poised and quiet and super like this one way of being as a woman. But it's like when you're a woman that has so many different flavors inside of you, it's like you can't really, you don't really fit the mold. Like, that's like one way of being. That's like one way of being as a woman. So, okay, I've done the Western astrology and the Eastern astrology. So my Western astrology, like, I'm an Aquarius sun, a Gemini moon, a Gemini rising. So I'm a triple air sign with a lot of personality, people. Like, a lot of personality. Like, I feel like I'm like I have, my spectrum is from 0 to 100, and it's not either or. It's like all the numbers in between. I could be any of those personalities at any moment. And it's just like, I spent a lot of my life trying to calm that down. I spent a lot of my life trying to be poised and, like I said, you know, feminine energy and hiding, I guess. I spent a lot of time hiding my personality. I'm just over it. Like, I just feel like there should be space in the feminine energy world. There should be space in the world in general to just be you and not be like self-conscious of what people will think or anything. Like, even, for example, even when it comes to feminine energy, it's taught a lot that, you know, dealing with masculine energy and dealing with men, you kind of want to downplay your intelligence in a sense. You kind of want to downplay, you want to lean back, downplay your intelligence, you know, kind of stroke your ego in a sense, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a time and a place for everything, and some of those qualities in a woman are necessary when it comes to dealing with masculine energy. But don't think that you can't be like your personality. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very intellectual person. Like, I love learning new things. I love researching random facts. I love knowledge. I love all that type of stuff. And it's like, I've learned that, and this is not all men, because you don't want to generalize, but hi, Nugget. Nugget, you want to say hi? Come here. She's having a moment. Nugget, come here. Want to say hi? Come here, baby. No? Are you going to? Oh, wow. Okay. I wonder if I go grab her, is she going to run? Yeah. Take that as a yes. Okay. So I don't want to generalize and say all men, but I've learned that when it comes to dealing with men, you don't just want to put your entire encyclopedia of intelligence on them. You just don't. And for me, it's even worse, because I know a lot of women in this feminist era, they like to showcase their intelligence and their achievements in a sort of like trying to prove themselves, like ego-based, prideful-based energy. And for me, I have my moments, don't get me wrong. I go into that as well sometimes, but I would say about 95% of the time, 90% of the time, it's not about ego or pride or anything like me trying to prove that I'm smarter than a man or like that I could do more than him. Like, it's not like that. I just genuinely love knowledge, and I genuinely love sharing facts and sharing like I'm a sapiosexual, if you want to call it. So like, even when it comes to me being taught things and me learning things from people, like, it's just something about it that just excites me, and I cannot help myself. It's just like, so to enter this feminine energy journey that I've taken, and to kind of realize, like, I've heard it through learning and watching videos and stuff, but like to on base, face to face, realize that when you're dating and dealing with men, that's not really the space to be an encyclopedia. Like, it's just not the space. Like, it's not the space to say, you know, talk about knowledge and or even talk a lot at all, because honestly, you know, it's just a whole nother realm. I don't want to get too much into it, but you just don't deal with men the same way you would deal with yourself or with another woman. Like, it's just not the same form of communication. It's just not the same form of poise or anything. Like, it's just not the same. So it's like, oh my gosh, like, I've learned that, you know, entering my journey, I can't, and it sounds bad to say, but this is just the reality. Like, I cannot be my full self with a man. I can't. And it's not that, I know people will say, oh, well, you're choosing the wrong men or da 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 da. It's not about that. It's just that there's two different biological makeups, two different hormonal makeups. Men have different brain wiring than women do. Women communicate a lot more than men do. Women talk a lot more than men do. Women can multitask a lot more than men can. So we just have a greater capacity. Women are more prone to relationships and emotions, and men are more prone to objects and sexual urges and aggression. It's like, we genuinely are just two different genders, you know? And on this journey, I've grown to appreciate that, and I genuinely do. I love me some masculine energy, like, I really do. But it's just like, on the flip coin, I've learned that I can't treat a man the same way I would treat a girlfriend or myself. And especially if I want him to be in his masculine, especially if I want him to show up and be a man for me, it's just not the same. A lot of women haven't understood this quite yet. I'm understanding this, and it's just like, of course I can attract men and have men in my life that appreciate a woman with knowledge and appreciate a woman that communicates and stuff. Yes, I can. And I know that that's a thing. And I'm pretty sure you can have a man like that that's masculine. But the reality, as far as my reality have gone, maybe I just haven't grown to the point to be able to attract this type of man. But I definitely have realized that if I'm attracting a more communicative, if that's a word, like a man that communicates a lot, talks a lot, is more, has a space available in that space to talk more and be around more, and as you know, he's just probably not the masculine type of man that I desire. That's just the reality of, like, typically those types of, the spiritual type of men, like typically those types of men aren't that raw masculinity that I genuinely enjoy. I've learned that. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, you can find a man with that harmony, because we do have both energies. Like, I, as a woman, have both feminine and masculine. So it's for me to harmonize both, but both genders have a dominant energy. So me being in my feminine is my dominant essence. I was programmed to be in my masculine, and I've had to take time, and I'm still taking time to deprogram that. But ultimately, you know, I am a dominantly feminine woman, and I love a man that's a dominantly masculine man. And I'm learning that in order to have that coexistence, that beautiful harmony of polarities, I have to treat them differently than I would treat a woman. Like, it's literally learning a whole new relationship style and a whole new communication style and a whole new way of being than I was taught growing up. Told you this was going to be a rant. I'm ranting, but it's okay. So something that I wanted to talk about today, although I've already started talking, right? How I just want to be a woman. Like, let's just get into that. Like, let's just let me clear my throat and hurry up before my food gets here, because I'm about to eat my salmon and potatoes for breakfast. But anyway, I just want to talk about how I just desire to be a woman, yo. Like, in this, well, in the environment that I was born and raised in, and then in the environment that I've perpetually manifested, because that's what was in my belief system and that was what was in my being, right? I have to continue to declutter to manifest the things that actually align with my soul. I know this is kind of deep. I told you, I'm being an Aquarius. I don't care. So I do not care. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I don't care anymore. So I don't care. So I'm like, okay, let me, you know, I'm on this journey of deprogramming myself, deconditioning myself, and figuring out what aligns with my soul, what actually makes me feel good, and what's in alignment with bliss and pleasure and ecstasy, in a sense, instead of what is survival mode and what I've been programmed to like, and what I've been programmed to have habits of that aren't actually what I want. So on this journey of all of this stuff, it's like I've been, you know, back in 2020 realized, oh my God, you know, feminine energy. Oh my God, masculine energy. Ooh, what is that? That's yummy. Like, I want some of that. Like, learning that back in 2020. And now I'm in a place where it's just like, yo, I want to be a woman. Like, I'm burnt out. Like, I can't. Like, I just want to be a woman. I just want to wake up, focus on pleasure, bliss, rest, love, fun, play, and fun. And obviously I have masculine energy inside of me that helps me to create structure and helps me to kind of have boundaries in my life so that I can play, so that I can be in my feminine but not lose myself. Because, you know, if you're too far into your feminine, you have no boundaries. You're just kind of like all over the place, which is not okay, right? Because I still need to work out. I still need to make sure I'm eating a certain way, the best that I can, right? I still need to work on changing my habits and, you know, meditating, right? I still need to have those structures. So the masculine energy that I have keeps those things in place. But I feel like I just have never in my life, like, I'm talking about even in my childhood, because, you know, well, you guys don't know, but since I was young, I'm talking like 2 years old, I was basically raised to be super independent and raised to and raised to do on my own. I was raised basically in a masculine way, right? I was raised as if I was a little boy. From 2, I was raised to be very independent and take care of things on my own. And I never had anyone take care of me. I never had, even though I had a parent in my life and parents that that created me, I never had anyone actually tending to me. Like I had someone that had to put a roof over my head and food in my stomach, which I'm extremely grateful for, but I never had anyone tending to a child, especially a little girl, the way that she needs and requires to develop that feminine connection, that intuitive connection. I never had that. So me realizing that more recently, I'm 26 now, so I'm kind of like in that space where I'm just like deprogramming, deconditioning, realizing, oh my God, I went through this doesn't serve me, this looks yummy, I want some of this, but I'm afraid of it, so how do I get there? Like, just that whole inner work process. And I'm realizing now that I want and I deserve to be taken care of. I want and I deserve to not have to be independent. Like, I deserve to not have to only rely on myself. I deserve to have a safe system, and I deserve to be able to lean back. I deserve to be able to love someone openly and vulnerably without me being guarded or shielded or protecting myself or being afraid or looking over my shoulder or anything like that. Like, I deserve to be in my feminine flow. And in the environment that I was raised in, that I've grown up in, you don't really see much of that, because all of the women are masculinized and hyper independent, and then all of the men are in their feminine because the women are in their masculine, and it's just like role reversals, okay? And women taking care of men, and men, it's just very ghetto. And I'm in a space in my life where I'm just like, I want to be a woman. Like, I'm so over the expectations of me pampering a grown man. I'm so over the expectations of me giving before I have received. I'm over it. I'm over the expectations of men thinking that you're just supposed to pour all of your emotions out onto them to prove that you care about them, and then maybe he'll start treating you nicely. Like that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. And I'm just over, having to defend your position that you get to have as a woman. Like, I'm not defending anything. Like, I don't have these conversations anymore. I don't have these debates with, like, it's just, and I see the debates on social media, which is a whole nother story, but I'm just like, I'm not available for this anymore. I'm not available for me meeting a grown man almost twice my age, or like in his mid 40s, asking to pull up or come over. Like, I'm just not available for these things anymore. And on a larger scale, beyond me, like beyond dating, right? Because it's like, that's one thing, and that's for me to work on my energy to attract better, because I'm not blaming anyone. I create my reality, so I have to focus on my energy sets and release those belief systems that no longer serve me, right? Which is the inner work that I'm currently doing. But it's like on a larger scale, beyond men and beyond like anyone outside of myself, it's like I'm seeing myself for the first time in my life, because I'm listening to myself more, and I'm acknowledging how I feel about certain things more, and I'm holding space for my desires, no matter what other people have to say or other people's opinions or judgments. And it feels really, really good. It's new for me. It's different, because I've went through many stages of my life of people pleasing and all types of crazy stuff, and I'm still working on myself. Like, it's forever a journey, right? You'll never get it done. So it's always continuously evolutionary. And I sound like such an Aquarius in this video. This is the first time I've showed up on camera and was just like, let it all hang out. But yeah, so I am in a space where I'm just learning myself, learning that it's more than okay to be a woman. It's beautiful to be a woman, and the world needs the feminine energy of women. The world needs the warmth and the love and the sensuality and the play and the attentiveness and the care of women. The men need it, the environment needs it, nature needs it, the cosmos need it. Like everything needs us right now. Everything needs us. And it's just like, it's so taboo to walk this journey of pure femininity, and obviously acknowledging your math. And then this is a whole nother thing, because it's like, okay, if you're walking your journey of feminine energy, I've seen so many women talk about, oh well, you know, you don't want to compete with the man, so you don't want to have a business, or you don't want to. And it's just like, well, God didn't put that in my spirit. God put in my heart the surrenderance to a man that is of God, because I surrendered to God first. God is my first guidance system, and as I'm connected with God more, I can then have a man and attract a man that deserves that surrenderance level. He has to deserve that. He has to earn that, right? So that's the first portion. But then the second portion that God put in my heart is the fact that I have a lot to give to this world. And I don't exactly know, I may not know exactly what that is right now, but I know that I have a lot to give, whether it's on an individual basis, whether it's on a more of a large scale, I don't know. But I know that it's filled with love, and it's filled with passion, and it's filled with my soul in a sense. And it's just like, and I know many women probably feel like this. It's not in a 9-to-5. It's not in me working for someone else for a paycheck, and I have no freedom, no say-so, no fluidity within my body, within myself. It's not in that. It's in what comes out of me, because what comes out of me is connected to my higher being and to source, to God. And that's, so it's like I desire to have the relationship with a man, with a husband, right? Not, I don't want to be a girlfriend, with a husband that has deserved and has earned my feminine essence and flow, and the divine juices that I have inside of me. And I know that's kind of like, but I'm just being real. Like, you have to earn that. And I desire to give something to the world that does require my masculine energy, that does require me to be in that. And I need a man that's okay with that, and that loves that about me. I don't need a man to feel like, oh, well, you can't work, or you can't have a business, or you can't do something in order for me to feel secure as a man, and in order for me to feel like you're in your feminine. Like, that doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't make me feel freedom. And if it doesn't feel free or fun or playful or fluid, it's not for me. And I've battled with this energy with so many other things for so long, and it's just like I'm in a place where it's like, no, that doesn't work for me. I get to have both. I get to have it all. God put these desires in my heart for a reason. It's not like I have to choose between what I want. God's not making us choose. We get to have it all. But I have to stand firm on what works for me and what doesn't. And I've had men that try to sit me down in my, and quiet me up. And I've had men try to put me in a box, and insecurities that they had, certain things, and it's just like, I have to have boundaries to say that doesn't work for me, in order for me to attract and for God to give me the thing that I actually desire. Because if I'm still saying yes to things that no longer serve me, then it's like, well, clearly you don't want what you really want, because you're still accepting what no longer serves you. You're still accepting what your soul is saying no to. Your heart may still be saying yes because of trauma. And that's something that we have to, as women, learn. Like, that's why it's like, emotions are a very interesting thing, because it's like your emotions can be your guidance when they're in alignment. If your emotions are attached to trauma in the past and things that you habitually have been a part of but aren't healthy for you, those emotions are not a guidance to you. They may be a hindrance, because you're listening to your heart, but your heart is connected to the daddy that left you, and so you're used to chasing men that abandon you. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, this is why inner work is so important. And when you start doing the inner work, you start to see like, well, I have to first change my habits to align with things that resonate with my soul, and listen to those emotions, not the emotions that I've cultivated from trauma. I'm ranting, I know. But that's basically what I wanted to come on and say today. I just want to be a woman. And I know there are plenty of women that just want to be women, but are still conditioned and, you know, still have old belief systems and still are letting other people tell them that you should be a hardworking woman. Like, you should be a hardworking woman. And it's like, I don't want to work hard. I don't want to work hard. I don't feel like I should have to work hard as a woman. I don't want to work hard. I don't care. If a man comes to me and he's like, oh, I want a strong, hardworking, this doesn't work for me, sir. like you're not for me, because I don't want to work hard. I want to be able to create things and give them to myself and give them to my husband and give them to my future children and give them to the world through love and pleasure and my soul's energy and bliss. I don't want to work hard. That's two different things. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't want to hustle. I want to create in my feminine flow. That's two different things. I want to feel juicy. I want to feel radiant. I want to feel soft. I want to feel safe. I want to feel provided for. I want to feel protected. I want to feel bliss and surrendered and fluid, and still have that masculinity and still have that drive and still have that, you know, I desire more things. I desire goals for myself. I just still have that, because that's a part of me. But I desire to feel that safeness, you know, that surrenderance, that thing that as growing up in my community, you don't see, that women don't talk about, that I know all women feel, but they just have so much on top of them, they don't know how to express it, which I hold space for. I hold space for that, you know? And it's like, yeah, that's how I feel, dude. Like, that's how I feel, dude. And with that being said, I'm gonna go because I need to check on my food and I need to go get these gains because the gains don't sleep. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my rants, and I'll be back to rant some more. Have a good day, guys.